Get out there and let us know what you want feedback on, okay?
Hi. Well, I'm getting married to a really wonderful man.
Congrats.
And he was married once before and has 2 kids from that previous relationship. And the kids are 5 and 8, and both of them are girls. You know, he's a great father to them, and I know he loves them very much. But if there is an issue in our relationship, it's that I've never felt very comfortable around these children. I'm not good with kids. I have never wanted kids. It's not something that interests me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he seems to understand this, and he's agreed that the two of us will never try to have kids together. But what we have never really talked about is, like, to what extent his children will be in our lives after we're married. And to be completely honest, one of the worst weekends that we've ever had together is when his kids stayed over, and it was the 4 of us. And the girls were terrors. The 8-year-old despises me, and I'm certain that she does things just to get under my skin. She'll scream and run off when I ask her to do things. And, to be honest, if he had custody of these children, I would have never come back after that weekend. Those little girls,
I gotta be honest, seems like you gotta put a little effort in there.
Well, they're not there all the time. And honestly, I'm just hoping I can ask him to keep these children out of our life. If he wants to go to his ex's house to visit the children and bring gifts on holidays, I understand that. But I don't want anything to do with these kids. And I don't want them in our home. I don't want to have a relationship with them. I don't want these little ghosts of his past, to haunt our life together. I want them erased from his life as far as he and I are concerned, honestly.
Are you aware, 1, these are his kids, like his children. 2, you sound kind of horrible.
I understand that. I mean, but they're not there full time, And look, to be honest with you, the kids look like his ex. And I don't want him thinking of her every time these kids are around. How is he supposed to move on with a constant reminder in these little girls' faces? When girls look so much like their mom, I mean, they are an exact replica of her.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, have any other people had, success with getting their significant others to really move on from their past relationships, even when the kids are involved still?
You realize calling them like ghosts of his past or whatever, I can already see in the text club, people are not liking anything you have to say.
Well, that's what they are. They're a shadow of what his marriage was before, and now they're there to constantly remind him of this failure. I mean, people don't like to be reminded of things that didn't work. That's how I feel about it.
So just to clarify, it would be your preference. He just doesn't talk to his children.
Well, he doesn't have to say bye-bye forever. I mean, he can go over there and hang out with the kids if he wants to. And if he wants to bring them gifts on holidays, I think that's fine, too. I mean, he's a good man. He's a wonderful man, don't get me wrong. I don't get along with these girls, and I don't know why he would want to bring that kind of chaos into our very strong, very good relationship.
Okay. I think we have more than enough to get you some feedback. So 237, it's text 35270. You look, I mean, this doesn't actually happen to you often. You actually look kind of speechless.
I am so happy that you called her, that you said she sounds like a horrible person. I am sorry, but you are a horrible person. You got into a relationship with this man knowing he had children, 5 and 8. And I thought maybe these kids would be older, like in their 40s or something, and they don't really have a connection with him. So she was doing it to help protect him. These are children. And then when she said, you know how the kids look like the mom? Yeah, they're children. Do you know how biology and things work? Like, it's their DNA. This woman, I feel terrible for these kids. I get you don't want kids of your own, but this man has children. And so you got into this relationship. You're going to marry him. These children are going to be a part of your life. And if you can't accept that, I hope he leaves you. These children are not going to be out of his life.
Yeah, I don't see us getting positive feedback for you, but I know we'll get feedback for you. 237, it's text 35270. This is usually where I'd recap it. I'll be honest, I don't know how this time. That's the kid and Miley. Y94 Playhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, Playhouse, Y94. We have a lot on the way. In the next couple of minutes, just a little after 7:30, a Playhouse family meeting. Got some stuff we got to go over. 7:50, round one of Pick Your Purse here. We'll kick off Pick Your Purse at 7:50. Played 7:50, 8:50, 12:50, and 2:50. You're registered at Y94.com. In the middle of group therapy, but it's going to be a quick one because I don't really want to dedicate more time than we need to it because it's one of the more ridiculous things I think we've ever heard. So Jenna is engaged to a guy. He's got 2 daughters with his ex. I think 5 and 8. 2 kids.
5 and 8.
5 and 8. And she's not a huge fan. Doesn't get along with him very well. This 30 seconds, I think, really just shows where Jenna's standing in the whole thing.
They're not there all the time. And honestly, I'm just hoping I can ask him to keep these children out of our life. If he wants to go to his ex's house to visit the children and bring gifts on holidays, I understand that. But I don't want anything to do with these kids. And I don't want them in our home. I don't want to have a relationship with them. I don't want these little ghosts of his past, to haunt our life together. I want them erased from his life as far as he and I are concerned, honestly.
Playhouse, good morning.
So I think she needs to tell him because I think she needs to spend the rest of her life alone. She is so arrogant. That's not even right. It's his kids. It don't matter who they look like. It's his kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they'll always be there, right? And that's it should presumably be priority number one with her, behind them on that list. Text Club, nobody's saying, Jenna, you got a point here. It's all variations of the same thing, and that is shut up.
Yeah, she's not getting any love. So far, most people have actually changed her name to Karen. Okay, Karen, go find a man who doesn't have kids. Holy. Someone said, oh my God, this guy needs to run. As a divorced father of 4 kids, always come first. Someone says that she has a problem with children. They're in his life. She should make the adult decision not to have a relationship with him. Someone said if you marry a guy with kids, you need to be ready for his kids. As a mom, I'm fuming, thinking about if my husband and I ever got divorced, I would hate for my kids to be around someone like that. Those kids deserve better than her, and he shouldn't be marrying her if she isn't ready to be a part of their lives. Kids are not something you just move on from.
So here's the thing, Jenna, the whole concept of group therapy on this show is there's a member of the Playhouse family and they want some feedback or they have some sort of problem that they're looking for advice on. And I think best we can do for you is the consensus of people that they don't know you, they don't know him, they don't know these kids. They have no bias, I guess, is really what I want to say, other than, good human nature and common sense. That's their only bias. These are all people that are saying that you're being ridiculous. And I guess my real advice to you would be if this is actually how you feel, I get you're engaged to the guy, I get you got the ring on your finger and you guys are wedding planning, you might want to rethink the whole thing. And that's the most honest to God, kind advice I can give you is maybe you're in the wrong relationship if that's actually how you feel.
I can understand not wanting to have kids of your own, and that's your own choice. But being in this relationship with him where he has kids, young children, and you don't want him to be a part of that, it's ridiculous. And I hope he chooses his kids. You need to talk to him and maybe give these girls a chance. I'm sure they are amazing, wonderful children. But for you to just say he needs to be out of their life, he's their father.
We give you the courtesy of not just completely steamrolling you, and it would be really easy to do. And that, the feedback that we're getting is not positive. And as a dad myself and just a decent human being, I don't really have anything positive to say to you other than maybe you should reevaluate your situation. Maybe you get into a different relationship with somebody that feels the same way about kids. Not everybody likes kids.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe you find someone that feels the same way, doesn't already have kids, and then you won't have that issue.
Then you will be absolutely golden. And because there are other people that feel the same way you do. And I assume that you're not engaged to one, seeing as he's a father of 2. Mm-hmm. And is spending enough time with the kids enough that they annoyed you this much.
Someone pointed out that maybe the 8-year-old daughter, she can tell this woman is not right for the father. And they're saying good for that daughter for kind of treating her that way. And other people are pointing out maybe you're just so insecure and you're upset with the children for looking like his ex-wife, and that's your own issues, and you shouldn't be taking it out on the kids.
Yeah, you get the energy that you put out in the world, right? You get it back. So if that's the way your attitude is toward them, I'm not surprised they don't like you.
Oh, yeah, no.
I've never met you. I don't really like you that much. 7:30 or